May I introduce Hayley Clapham, voiceover artist and lover of spreadsheets.
Genuinely thought that the internet wasn't going to catch on.
Stephen Carter Bailey, our resident agony uncle and Great British Bake Off queen.
I've settled down with my dinner for this.
Meredith Hepner Chapman, PR guru.
You see a lot of gooches watching a wrestling match.
And myself, Natalie Spence, and I'm your host for this week's show. Episode 1, Season 2 of Four Calling Birds podcast. Welcome back to Season 2 of Four Calling Birds, the podcast.
Woo-hoo!
We are back.
We're
Guys,
back.
this is so exciting. We're back for Season 2. We've got loads to come. Really exciting. And we're just going to have a quick chat and on episode 1.
It's never a quick chat. It's never a quick chat.
Actually, when Meredith's involved, it's never a quick chat, is it?
I've settled down with my dinner for this.
I've got a G&T on the go, so...
It's on a Tuesday. Well, it may not be a Tuesday when this goes out, but no, go for it. Why not? Why not? I've missed you guys. I've missed chatting to you lot.
I have.
I know.
No one else
as
in my
well.
life is as honest as us four. I think I don't have the conversations with anybody else in my life than I do with you.
Yeah, you're still nicer to me than my children.
It's all a farce, Meredith, quite frankly.
Really?
I'm so looking forward to Season 2. We've got an absolute stonker of a season lined up.
There's so much to come, and we're going to kick things off with a little chat that I had recently with Abi from Festival of the Girl, which is an amazing initiative that changes the stereotypes for girls growing up. So we're going to play that a bit later. But first, we have a little chat about what you've been up to, guys, over the summer. I should say birds, not guys.
It's been busy.
Meredith?
It's been busy, but I've also been very busy maintaining lockdown. I've had COVID. I'm a week out of COVID. So my son went to Reading Festival. I should just say, my children, happy birthday to my children. I'm officially not the parent of children anymore. I have adults. I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. And the 18-year-old, both cakes, birthday cakes by Stephen Carter Bailey. Please check out our socials.
So jealous.
I know,
you.
they were amazing.
Phenomenal.
I did tell him to give himself an easy ride and just get a Colin the Caterpillar, but
Yeah.
instead
I
he
think-
went all out and created those boots.
I think they would have preferred that and less fuss, but you know me.
What did they have?
Amelia had a
For our
zebra
listeners.
cake, red velvet, wasn't it, Stephen? You should explain. Come on, what am I
Okay,
doing?
well, so we'll start with the baby. So Hugo was 18 on the Friday, and Hugo is what they call hench. He goes to the gym a lot. He's quite built. He loves his gym. It's very homoerotic. So he had a metal cake with a dumbbell on top. And then Amelia, who is slightly unhinged, likes zebra print. So she had a zebra print cake with a zebra on top. But they were what flavours? Well, carrot cake for Hugo and red velvet for Amelia. I love the fact that you refer. Oh, they are. I'm making another one tonight. Actually, there's one in the oven. But I love the way Meredith says, "My children are adults." I would use that term very loosely, by the way. Meredith. I've met your children.
It was quite a glorious birthday because it was the first year. Amelia's been a vegan for about 4 years, and then recently she sort of, not that this is a good thing, I fully applaud vegans, but she wavered a bit. But it did mean we got a dairy cake with all the buttercream and it was pretty
Back
good.
to Hugo, for as beefy and buff as he is,
Yes.
he still looked like a Greek grandmother when he was born.
Yes. Or a Jewish accountant.
Looked like a
We
little
can
Greek
decide.
grandmother.
Yeah, well, we thought he was the missing link. And I believe he's my karma for being really smug. Because when Amelia was born, I really wasn't that maternal. Hayley, you were around at the time. And
And dropped a potato on her head. Raw, uncut, massive potato.
I did. Not intentionally, I'd like to point
Rolled
out.
off the kitchen side.
And she rolled over for the first time in front of Hayley in an office in Paddington, which was monumental, and I was so emotional about it. But yes, Amelia was very beautiful when she was born. She came out with just this incredible face with these big eyes like E.T. and HD brows, and she still is very beautiful. And so Hugo came along, and he was like the antithesis of it, really, I suppose, would be the kindest thing to say. And we laugh about it. And do you know what? He was such a joyful, well, they say ugly people have to be so kind and grateful, don't they? But he was such a lovely, jolly, happy baby and had bronchiolitis at 10 weeks and was really ill. And he was so lucky. And he was then the most gorgeous toddler. But yeah, he was born with a lot of hair. He had Mongolian blue spots, which is like, overdevelopment of pigment. He even had them in his eyes. His eyes were classed as black. I mean, I'm not joking. I won't lie when I tell you a follower, I won't embarrass them, on Instagram asked me what was wrong with him when he was a baby. But he's beautiful and gorgeous and I love him, but he gave me fucking COVID. He gave me COVID after Reading Festival. He was pretty much the last man standing, right up where I'd like to be with Stormzy. And they all came back with COVID. They literally,
of course they did,
came back.
I think every teenager that went to a festival this summer came back with COVID and gave it to their parents.
I think it's a rite of passage, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I have to say, it was grim. Actually, I didn't.
It was
feel
either going to
unwell.
be COVID, hickeys, or a sexually transmitted disease.
I think we can tick all three boxes, having seen the state of his washing.
Oh dear.
I want to know, Natalie, come on, because we talked about this. Can we just talk about your little Italy trip, please? Because whilst Meredith was dying of COVID, you were actually doing something nice, weren't you?
Yeah, I went to Italy. I was very lucky. I was so happy to be able to leave the country for work, and I shot a little short film which is called Desire. It was beautiful. It was such an amazing experience. We were so well looked after. We had amazing pasta every day, Aperol Spritz.
Where were you in Italy? Did you say? Did I miss that?
I don't think I said. It's called Bergamo.
And we beautiful,
yeah, Bergamo Alta, which is like the top of the city. It's gorgeous. And the last film that was shot there was Call Me by Your Name. Which is just
with Timothée Chalamet.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Lovely.
It was such a beautiful like location for the film, and And
when can we see the film? When can we see you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or is it all a bit? Can you not talk about it yet?
It's
on
unclear.
Pornhub, isn't it?
It will probably take about 3 months to edit, colour, do sound and everything. So, but we're hoping to go to Venice Festival next year. So,
oh my God,
amazing.
Incredible. And you're not the only one in your little beautiful love nest who is going to be gracing our screens. No. Because I'm hoping, Birds, this is very exciting. We're getting Ryan on, and it's not just because Stephen can lust after him. We're getting Ryan on for a reason. Natalie, can you explain what Ryan's doing? Because this is really exciting and very zeitgeist, I think.
Yeah, so my beautiful, gorgeous, talented better half, I should say, is also an actor, and he's playing Robin Thicke in a short film about the blurred lines sort of scenario, and he's also, I think we've already mentioned this on last season, maybe
we did,
he'll be in Everything
Dolly
I Know
Anderson's.
About Love. Yeah, Dolly
that's
Anderson's
brilliant.
Everything I Know About Love for the BBC. So
And when is that coming out, by the way?
Early next year, I believe.
Exciting.
That was a book, wasn't it, Hayley? You said you read that.
I said I read. Yes, I did read it, and I think it's going to make me sound like a grandma, but I think I was a bit old. I think if you're a millennial and you read it, you'll just get a lot of the references, and not that I didn't get it, but they didn't mean much to me. So did you
not go through what, like, everything that she was saying, or do things change in between?
Well, she talked a lot about MSN messaging and stuff like that, and when she was a teenager, and that wasn't something that we never did.
Yeah.
So, and all that angst and everything and it was like I couldn't connect to a lot of the things that she was saying, because it was something that I never did. So, I mean, I did enjoy it, but by the end of it, I did feel like she could have just put a cork in it and stopped whinging for a bit. But
I know what you mean.
But it was still really interesting, and there were other parts of it that I could connect with. But I just felt like somebody younger than me could have read it and got more out of it.
I've started a book, Hayley. First one in 5 years.
Really?
Wow.
What is it?
She's reading the phone book. Don't get excited.
Talking of books, I was triggered into buying it because I understand it's being made into a TV thing. It's Underbelly by Anna Whitehouse, and everyone's talking about it on social media. And I literally have just opened the front page and let her know I'm reading it and got a reply and been all like,
when you say
fangirl.
reading, have you just opened the front page? Have you done anything else?
Yeah, but I got it. I bought it.
Have you looked at the words and digested them?
Excuse me, sorry, I've read a few reviews, but anyway, on to Stephen. What have you been up to? Because you did something really special.
I did. I've got something coming up next week, but I did something very special, which I'm very, very proud of. So we spoke last season about me running the Brighton Marathon, and I ran it.
Well done, darling. That is so. I'm going to give you a round of applause here.
Thank you.
And raised loads of money.
Yes, we raised over £2,000 for grassroots suicide prevention, my sister and I. So we are absolutely thrilled to pieces. I've just been made ambassador of the charity, and it's a wonderful feeling. And I have to say, I will do it again, but on the day, I wanted to stop. I wanted everything to stop. Time, space, noise, everything. It was
legs.
Yeah, it was so hard.
You didn't feel too
Stephen,
great,
that
did
is
you?
such an incredible achievement.
Thank you. I ran with a chest infection, which I didn't realise until the
no
following
wonder
day.
you felt awful. Oh, poor thing.
Yeah. 4 hours 49, so I managed it in under 5 hours.
Still an incredible time.
And what did Kitty get? We should definitely acknowledge the Iron Woman.
4:25, I think. But bless her, she was holding back for me. So she's actually running London Marathon on Sunday, the 3rd of October, just because there's something wrong with her upstairs.
Wow.
But,
They've moved that. Is that the one that's normally in April? It's just,
London Marathon is normally
Yes.
April, yeah.
So she ran it last year virtually. She's running, and they deferred her place to this year, which is going ahead on Sunday. So I'm so happy for her. She's an inspiration to me, to women, to people who feel, lost and broken. And, she really does.
She's a teacher at my son's school. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Wow.
PE teacher.
She's a sports teacher. She's incredible. She's absolutely incredible.
Go on, Kitty.
Mum of two.
Yeah.
Work 2 jobs and all that. But
has she got petrol? Is she that good? Has she got petrol?
She doesn't need petrol. She just runs everywhere.
Yeah. She's got petrol, but she's also got my car if she needs it, because I'm away next week in Dubai filming.
Oh, nice segue.
Filming a food piece for it's by Visit Dubai for kayak travel. So that's coming up next week. That should be very interesting.
You got your t-shirts, haven't you?
I've got my For Calling Bird store t-shirt on its way. I'm very excited about it. It was personally designed by the one and only Hayley Clapham for me, specifically for Dubai. So I should be sporting that on the top of the Burj Khalifa.
What are you getting on the t-shirt?
Big in Dubai.
Great.
I thought I'd keep it quite conservative. So.
Yeah, we struggled with a few of our designs, didn't we, on what would be appropriate to take to Dubai.
Yeah.
We want to see lots of pictures of you in that t-shirt in very fancy, swanky locations, please.
Absolutely. Being very sedate and conservative, apparently.
Now, we need
Kate.
to listen to Natalie's interview with Abi from Festival of the Girl. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's
so
gonna
excited.
Yeah, it's such an important thing that girls get to learn about. You don't have to be a ballerina or a fairy or this or that or the other. There are other opportunities open to you. And also, I think it's quite important that boys can get involved as well, because then they get to see that, actually girls can do A, B and C. I think it's such a brilliant thing, and I think it's such an important thing, and I'm really looking forward to it, Natalie.
Yeah.
Hayley, I've just realised though, sorry to interrupt, we haven't found out what you did, and you did something really exciting 2 days ago.
I went to go and see The Lion King.
It
was amazing. It was so amazing. I cry every time. Well, I cry every time I watch the film. The first time I watched the film, it must have been about 20 years ago with my friend's little boy, who was 2 at the time. And that bit where the dad holds Simba up and shows everyone, I was just a wreck. And I remember Jack coming and sort of tapping my hand, going, "You okay?" Like, oh my God, it's so emotional. And I pretty much cried like a baby when at the same scene in the theatre. It was incredible. It was I felt so emotional because it was so overwhelmingly brilliant that, I just sobbed like a baby the whole way through. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, and you've been busy sort of staycationing as well, haven't you?
Oh, just visiting family in various parts of the country. surfing with the kids, all that sort of stuff. But
lush.
Yeah, it's been good. We're getting some building work done in the house now, so thankfully it's a quiet moment.
But your girls are going to be at Festival of the Girl, aren't they?
Yes, they went last year and they absolutely loved it. Yeah.
And they're modelling the merch.
Oh, yeah,
we'll hear more about.
Merch, which was great. Yeah, we'll talk about that after the interview. But
I've seen them on our Instagram, on the Four Calling Birds store Instagram. They look adorable.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Brilliant.
Comedy.
So, shall we have a listen to Abi talking about Festival of the Girl?
Yes, please.
Yes. Here it is. This is Abi Wright talking about Festival of the Girl, a brilliant initiative, a festival happening for girls on the 10th of October. So today we have Abi Wright with us from Festival of the Girl. Thank you for joining us on Four Calling Birds, Abi. I would love you to tell us a bit about Festival of the Girl and what it is that you offer and how it all started.
Okay, great. Well, there's three of us that founded Festival of the Girl in 2019. What we're trying to do with it is it's a festival, a free festival that is aimed at girls aged 7 to 11. So it's that slightly older primary school age girl. And our reason for that is because we know that gender stereotyping is set by the age of 4. Yet a lot of initiatives to try and break down negative gender stereotypes aren't brought in until secondary school when girls are already teenagers. And it's too late.
Yeah.
And there's so much that shows that even though they're putting those initiatives in at that point, girls are still leaving school or higher education and going into more female stereotypical roles. And so we want to speak to girls at a younger age, but we want to do it in a really fun and accessible way. So we've created a festival that we do every year in October, a free festival that for us, the main thing we want for the girls is 3 things. They have fun, they try something new, and they leave feeling good about themselves with a boost of confidence. But behind the scenes, we want to put loads of activities. It's all activity based because we don't want to be talking to these girls. We want to be getting them trying new things and experiencing new things. So there's loads of activities they wouldn't necessarily normally do in everyday life or at school, and loads of really inspiring role models. Our first year in 2019, we did it in Tower Hamlets for 150 girls.
Amazing.
Which was brilliant. It was such an amazing start to it.
I've just been watching the video on your website, actually. Yeah, it looks incredible. So hands-on, so practical.
Yes, exactly. And we had so much fun stuff we had martial arts with lightsabers. We had female army, female soldiers from the British Army come and do a boot camp. We had architects. They brought a virtual reality game the girls could play to build a school. And we had builders. We had a really wonderful electrician who brought all her tools and played this game of guess which tool is for what. And just things like that. And it was really fun watching the girls get involved. And they did. Everyone was really hands-on. Everyone got involved. It was so fun. And the 3 of us were actually really heavily pregnant when we did it.
Wow.
Because we all had daughters, and then we all were heavily pregnant, and straight after that all had another daughter. So between us we have 6 girls. So
6 girls. Wow. So is that how it all began? Is that the inspiration for Festival of the Girl?
Yes, it is. All of us were doing something smaller within that field to some extent.
Right.
But I think by having our girls ourselves and then having more girls, yeah, it was without a doubt. They are without a doubt our inspiration and the reason that we do it. And actually, all of them are younger. So mine are 4 and 1, so they're almost a bit too young for the festival. But just I talk to her about it a lot and try and surround her by it. So
yeah, got to start them early as possible.
Exactly. Well, I mean, gender stereotyping is set by 4, and anyone who's out there who's got 4-year-olds will know. You know, my eldest came home the other day and said she's just at school. You know, girls are perfect and boys are naughty, or you know, and it's already the stereotypes are set where boys play football and girls
do ballet.
Exactly. So we've got to start trying to show them something different and getting them experiencing something different as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, it's really wonderful what you're doing. So this year and last year, of course, would have been a bit different. You're all online this year.
We are. So
Virtual
we were all
festival.
virtual last year. And I have to say a massive thank you to the contributors. So we'd never done anything virtual and we thought we'll give it a whirl. And we just reached out to a whole load of people and said, would you create a video from wherever you are in the world and contribute it to the festival? So everyone did it for free because it's always, we've got very limited funding. And it was a really beautiful website we helped build, and all this content was so lovely, which, by the way, we have a YouTube channel and we kept all the content there. So you can still access
you can still watch it. Amazing.
Yeah, but it was, we were able to create a child safe and child friendly website that, we'd hoped to have 500 girls sign up, and we had over 2,000, which of course was helped, had a lot to do with the fact that no one could really do anything this time last year. That's why we ended up keeping the festival going until December, because not long after that we went back into lockdown. So we wanted to make sure the content was there. And what we also did last year, we're doing again this year, is we create a free journal for the girls. It's these really lovely A5 journals where there's stickers, there's colorings, there's activities. This year there's origami they can cut out. There's spaces for them to write down thoughts and ideas when they've watched the videos. It goes really beautifully with the site. So, and they're free. So we really ask people to, although you don't need to sign up, you can just click on it on the day. We ask people, if you sign up, basically this is the week, 30th of September is the cutoff to give us time to print it and get them out. Your girls will get a free journal in the post, and they're really lovely. They're really special. So we really ask that people sign up if they can.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've seen them and they look amazing. It's something that I would have loved when I was that age.
I know, exactly.
So this year, tell us when the event is and who can go.
Okay, wonderful. So it is so the Festival of the Girl 2021 launches on Sunday, the 10th of October. We're always in October because International Day of the Girl is always the 11th of October.
Right.
So this year we're launching it on the 10th of October. But I just want to make it clear here that we will then keep the site live until the end of October. So that includes half term. So for those who aren't available on the 10th, because we realize now people have a lot more plans this year because we can, which is wonderful. The festival will be live until the end of October. It's open to everyone. And we do invite boys. We had a few boys at our first event, and we had a lot more boys, I think, logging in with their sisters or cousins or friends last year. So we do ask that if boys want to come, that they are more than welcome to come as well. Obviously the age is 7 to 11, but you can go a bit younger, a bit older. And we've got some really exciting stuff. We've got something from Professor Sarah Gilbert, who was the co-creator of the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. We've got stuff for girls in coding. We've got lots of things around body image, around body confidence. We've got lots of things around magic and storytelling, roller skating, and really, really exciting and brilliant activities for the girls. So we just can't recommend it enough.
It sounds absolutely jam-packed, and you don't have to go for the whole day. You can drop in when you want. There's like a little schedule, is there, of things going on?
Yeah, that's a great question, because so what we do is to make it easier, because people are getting out and doing things with their girls. It is all pre-recorded. So what happens is at 10 a.m. it will go live, and at that point you can click onto we'll have a lineup confirmed nearer the time on our website, but you can click on and it's just all there. So the girls can go into this year we don't have tents, we have clouds. So you can go into different clouds to find different things that you want to. So the other thing I didn't say was that the theme is My Brilliant Body. Yeah. So we're really wanting to get the girls moving and changing the perception of changing how they feel about their bodies. It's more about what they do for us than how they look. So there's all these different things they can do. So it's all there from 10 a.m. We are hoping to have a couple of really exciting small live feeds from some exciting people, but I can't confirm that yet because it's not confirmed.
Okay.
Watch the space.
Well, yeah, watch the space. We'll look forward to hearing more about that.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm like 28 and I'm still excited.
Please come. You're never too old. Never too old.
No, but it is really a really important event for girls, because I feel like a lot of the sort of issues, I want to say that tentatively, or the problems that I have now as an adult stemmed from my childhood conditioning as a young girl. And I think what you're doing is incredible to change the perception of what it means to be a girl and to grow into a young woman. And
for sure. And I'm like you, so many things I can look at in my life that were impacted negatively because of those stereotypes, and it can change the whole course of your life. And we just had to change it, and we had to change it for boys as well. We've just, in this scenario, we're aiming it at girls because we used to be girls and we have 6 of them ourselves. So
but I love that you also include boys. I think that's fantastic. Anyone can go.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
And it's free. That's the other thing we always want people to know, so that we want to make it as accessible as possible. And we're trying to reach out to schools to say, can you share any of it, or can you open the IT room for those who may not have a computer at home? We really want to make it as accessible as possible to anyone.
Yeah, incredible. So what does the future hold for Festival of the Girl?
Oh, that's
What's
a
next?
great question. I've got so many ideas. Well, we will definitely do a live event next year for sure. It's a big live event, but we will always have a virtual side to it. So for those who can't come to the event, you can still access it in some way. There'll always be a virtual aspect. But if I'm completely honest, the dream is, I say dream, we will make it come true, is that in time, there is a Festival of the Girl in every single country where that country can create the festival relevant for those girls in the country. However, we would have a virtual site where you could travel around the globe and click on and see, what are they doing in that country for their festival for those girls? How are they inspiring the girls in their country? So that's the small plans.
Wow. Dream big. Dream big.
Exactly.
So Festival of the Girl is going worldwide. I love it. I think that's an amazing idea.
Yes.
So if any of our listeners are listening abroad, get in touch.
Yes, please.
And on that, but just before we go, it's been wonderful talking to you, Abi. Thank you so much. What are all your socials? How can people get in touch with you and attend Festival of the Girl?
So it's all quite simple. So our website is festivalofthegirl.com, and if you just click on it, there's so many different things saying sign up here, sign up here, sign up here. So it's really easy to do it from there. The best place to follow us is either Instagram, again, Festival of the Girl, or Facebook, Festival of the Girl. We are on Twitter. We're Festival of Girl on Twitter.
Okay. No V.
But I have to say we don't use it that much. So I would recommend Instagram or Facebook. And on the day, you can click through to the virtual site from our website. So it's really easy.
Great. Amazing. Oh, Abi, it's been such a pleasure. Okay, so it's on the 10th of October.
Yes.
Amazing. Just get that in there one last time. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for Festival of the Girl. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, that was Abi Wright, interviewed by the fabulous Natalie Spence, I might say. And what an incredible interview. And I mean, I'm going to jump in first as the man, obviously, but I'm joking. I'm using a gender stereotype there, but I think what we need to do, based on what I've heard, is have a discussion about gender stereotyping and how damaging it is, and why something like Festival of the Girl is so valuable and important as a platform to get it right. I suppose is the only way forward.
Absolutely. I found it really interesting, actually, Natalie, when you said that certain issues that you have as a grown-up have clearly been because of conditioning that you had as a child. And that's so true. Little girls are, especially when I was growing up, seen and not heard, and you're supposed to look pretty and be polite and not challenging and don't raise your voice and all of that sort of stuff, or that's not something, that's not nice for a little girl, or that's not a job that a girl does, or
he's being horrible to you because he likes
you.
That was always one.
Annoys me. But in terms of prospects for girls, I think something like Festival of the Girl is just invaluable, because it really teaches girls that they can actually be whoever they want to be. I mean, boys know this from the moment they're born. But but girls don't, they are held back because it's not the right thing or deemed the right thing for a girl to do.
It's society. Yeah. It's society that's just not been left in the past. It's still with us.
Yeah.
It's a fear from the men as well to keep us repressed. That's what else it is. That's my Handmaid's Tale take on it.
Yeah.
I think, I just think it's been passed down over generations and generations and generations, and it's just deep inside us.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily think that, I don't know, because I'm not a boy, but maybe Stephen has more to say about this, but I wouldn't say that boys have it easy, or I think we've spoken about this before in season 1. I think boys, I think it's great that boys can go to this, because they might see that they, are able to go to ballet classes, or, it's breaking those stereotypes down as well, not just for girls, but for their sisters and their brothers and their cousins. And
what I see with raising boys is I see a lot of talk nowadays, which is great, by the way. I see a lot of talk and conversation around encouraging boys to be more in touch with their emotions and their feelings. And I worked with the suicide prevention charity, and male suicide especially is driven from this perpetuative need to be a man, and we're trying to break down that wall. But yet, for some reason, and this is nothing to do with dressing girls in pink and making them ballerinas. We're not talking about what they are, but saying that girls are inherently weaker than men. We're still doing it. We're still protecting girls. I would say we, not, I don't know about anybody here, but I still hear speech that means that, girls ought to be married to a man who will look after them, and girls ought not to try for something because they're physically incapable of it. And what worries me is, we hear it, in hate speech across the world and on the internet and online. But what I see more often is it in society, and it's like soft misogyny, and it's coming from parents to girls, because they were taught that way. My mum probably did. My mum probably said, it would be better if Katie married a nice rich husband and the boys went out and became builders. I'm not saying she did, but
and that's why I think it's incredibly conflicting and confusing for boys. And you're right, Natalie. They don't. I mean, I want to be the feminist that goes, "Oh, they've had it so fucking easy for so many years. They can fucking suffer for a while." But I think the rise of this movement, and I know we've had so many feminist movements, and they always sort of plateau when we're just getting somewhere. But I think with Me Too and Time's Up, and then telling a boy to be a man and man up, and then actually no, you need to respect women, and I do think young boys are getting so conflicted, and there's so many mixed messages for them. It must be so confusing, and you've got a lot of very angry older men who are stuck in their ways that know they need to change, but they don't know if they feel like they don't have a place in society anymore. I mean, But I'm hating on men at the moment because I've just been trying to buy a car and I've given up because the misogyny in the car industry, and I know we're going to cover this at a later date, was just absolutely rife. But I think the misogyny you're so right, Stephen, stems from home. I've got a Greek ex-husband, and my son used to do ballet, and he stopped him. As soon as we were divorced, he stopped him. Little boys don't do ballet. He does karate. And this desire to be hench that he has is, yes, it's for himself, and it's something he did during lockdown, and it's been brilliant for his mental health, but there's a real desire to impress his dad. And then at the same time, you've got me at home saying respect women and do da. So I do think, but back to the girls, because this is about the girls this week. Festival of the Girl. I went to the first one, which was in the Isle of Dogs, and was so incredibly blown away by it. I took my daughter, and to be asked to be involved again for this third year is actually such a privilege and an honour, and to be able to help just in a tiny way, because what they do is so incredible. I mean, Natalie, you were so blown away when she said, I've forgotten the name, but when she said that the woman who helped develop the AstraZeneca vaccine.
incredible.
I mean, just so much.
Really inspirational people that are going to be involved. And it's so exciting for girls.
It is incredible, actually. I sort of did it with the girls last year remotely. And they've just got brilliant names throughout all different walks of life.
And Hayley, you have two young daughters.
I've got two girls. Yeah, I've got
perfect
2 girls.
age for it as well, aren't they?
Yeah, 8 and 11. Just the amazing role models and the different things they can do. They absolutely loved it. I loved it. I encourage grown-ups and kids alike to get involved. And also, what's really important as well is we're supporting them at Four Calling Birds by hosting their merchandise on our Four Calling Birds store. So you can go on our store and buy a t-shirt. You can buy a unisex t-shirt for yourself, for your partner. You can buy a women's cut t-shirt. You can buy a kids t-shirt. You can buy a hoodie. You can buy a sweatshirt. You can buy a sticker. You can buy a tote. You can buy loads of different stuff, all with the Festival of the Girl illustration on it, hashtag Girl Power 2021. And every penny profit, we're not taking any money at all. Every penny profit goes straight back to Festival of the Girl so they can continue doing their brilliant job.
And getting one in every country around.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was. I felt actually quite emotional when I heard Abi say that.
And 25 years of girl power as well. 20 it's to honour the Spice Girls as well, which are our age now. So it's really just so. What Abi does and what they all do. I mean, they were so heavily pregnant. I mean, when they said to you, we were pregnant. I mean, they were all about to drop.
Wow.
And for the very first one. And they
girls, how to be a midwife.
Yeah, literally.
In real life.
Yes. I mean, it was just, and there were, like you said, there were, in the interview, the lightsabers and stuff that just, I like to think I can think outside the box, but there were careers and activities for girls that would just blow your mind. And it was
They've
so
had
emotional.
bricklayers on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Taylor Wimpey are a huge sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know what your thoughts are about the word tomboy. Because I always used to think I was a bit of a tomboy when I was younger. And maybe because of stereotypes of that society had put on me, if for lack of a better term, maybe I didn't sort of experiment with that side of me as much as
because you were written off as just a tomboy. As opposed to maybe this is what you should direct yourself towards.
Yeah. Or because being a tomboy wasn't like what I was supposed to be doing, or is that still a term these days? I don't really know.
Well, my mum
it
uses
is. I think it's quite an old-fashioned one, isn't it? I think maybe our mums would use it. But it's certainly not something that I hear any of my contemporaries. I don't know what the history of the word is, actually. That would be quite interesting to see where it all sort of stems from, those words.
Tomboy.
I don't know. But I mean, I used to climb trees. I had short hair when I was younger. And I was called a tomboy as well. But it's not something that I hear now. I think that sort of girls that climb trees, play with boys, have short hair, I think is a lot more accepted. I mean, it was accepted to a certain extent, but it did have that little tag attached to it, didn't it?
And it depends how much of a tomboy as well. You can still be a girl and climb trees, but then there's girls that identify more with the boys and want to, and we're in a much more accepting society now. And I think any of those thoughts might have been squashed back then with, you're just a tomboy.
I've got a little short history of the tomboy. When the term tomboy first appeared in the mid-16th century, it actually was a name for a male child who were rude and boisterous. But by the 1590s, the word underwent a shift towards its current feminine usage, a wild, romping girl, a girl who acts like a spirited boy.
Oh,
I hate
wild romping. We were wild romping girls.
I'm not quite sure that's what I would describe myself as. But
do you identify with a tomboy, Stephen, as a wild romping boy?
Are you a wild romping girl, Stephen?
I was. I romped something. I think that was more in my early 20s. No,
romping.
I have to say I don't know what I would have been classified as, because obviously as a gay man now, I identified as gay from a very young age, but I was probably more of a feral child. I was always up a tree or on the hay bales, with the farmhouse. No, it wasn't with the farmhouse. But I grew up in a very rural location, and so the girls and the boys played, and we were in the woods. We used to build dens, and I don't actually believe that there was anything like a tomboy. I suppose because we were village children. We were just a bit feral and weird. But I know what you mean. We weren't especially. A girl that climbed trees wasn't anything. There was nothing wrong with her. To be honest, because girls rode horses and boys rode horses, and girls and boys did ballet where I grew up. I think I was very blessed and lucky. I mean, the girls in my village might disagree with me, but I think we can honestly say now that when we use the term tomboy, it's a bit of an antiquated term. I was talking to a friend of mine last night who has a 7-year-old daughter, and she's very much of the belief that she lets her daughter pick what she wants to do within reason. And she picks predominantly feminine activities, and she's happy to do it. She's not forced into anything. Yeah. And I think I've always maintained, and as not as a parent, so I can't speak honestly here, but I've always maintained, if you negate something or put a negative spin on it or berate somebody for doing something, you're going to want to do it more, aren't you? So
you can't give your kids anything to rebel against.
That girl's a tomboy. She's going to wear a pair of dungarees and probably set your car on fire. So I think as a term now, I think it's a bit old. I've not heard that term in a while. There we go.
No.
My kids, I grew them. I brought them up very much to do exactly what they wanted to do and encouraged Hugo to do ballet. But I have to say, Amelia gravitated towards glittery pink plastic shit, and Hugo, give him a stick and he was the happiest person in the world. There's that lovely saying, give a boy a stick and he'll make it a weapon. Give a girl a stick and she'll make it a baby and nurse it, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I'd like to think that girls would wield sticks as well. But yeah, I think it's weird because I think now there would be a derogatory term for a girl that was potentially being very masculine, and I don't even want to.
Well, no, they'd raise their eyebrows and think, oh, she's on her way to being a lesbian. That's what everybody thinks. Exactly,
that was what I was trying to beat around the bush.
So, birds, it's great to be back in the second season of For Calling Birds, and I think what will become a bit of a tradition for each episode now is I'm going to say some Would You Rather questions, and a bit of a twist on this episode. I actually threw it out to our listeners, and they've very kindly obliged with some Would You Rather questions. They haven't set them to anyone in particular, so I'll just set you all a Would You Rather question. You can give an answer. How does that sound?
Sounds great to me.
Yeah,
hit it, Jez.
Perfect.
Okay, first Would You Rather question. This has been sent in by Mr. B. Gates in America. Would you rather get trapped inside a video game or have that video game come to life in the real world?
Ooh.
Oh, I'd never want to be trapped inside a video game. So it would come to life. But I watched a brilliant, Hayley, you got me into the most ridiculous fucking TikToks, and that one that makes everyone jump. There's one that, the song, James Brown. Hayley will share one on her socials because honestly, we were both hysterical. But there was a TikTok of a guy, a living Mario Kart, sort of throwing stuff at people and driving down New York in a sort of...
Wasn't he throwing them at police officers?
Yes,
and stuff? Got arrested.
Have you seen it? Yes, It's so brilliant. So I think that's my answer, because I don't really know enough about computer games. And I know that even my husband literally shits himself when he plays that one that was made into a film, not The Evil Dead.
Resident Evil.
Yeah,
terrifies the life out of me.
No, I can't. My brothers used to play that and I was horrified by that. So I think for me, I would rather one came to life, but I'm going to say something like The Sims. I think The Sims would be a good one, because
I couldn't be in any of those catching ones because I can't catch for shit.
No.
I mean, I don't know much about computer games really. I used to play Pac-Man when I was a kid. I've generally I haven't got any interest in them, but I didn't quite enjoy Ralph Breaks the Internet when I watched that with the kids. So if I could be in that,
you'd be in one. You'd actually be in one rather than it all come to life around you.
Oh, no, all come to life around me. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like bed knobs and broomsticks type thing.
Yeah, but it's Ralph Breaks the Internet. I wouldn't want a scary one.
No.
It'd have to be, where you
what
ride
does
around
Ralph do?
I can't remember now, but there's cars that look like cupcakes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I might like that then. I don't know anything about computer games.
No, I don't. I think we're too old, Meredith.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't even know what MSN is.
I
think MySpace was sort of around when I got pregnant.
When I first sort of had a computer, it was a Sinclair with a black screen and a flashing green cursor.
Yeah, we got computers at the same time. We worked together. Hayley and I worked together in the 90s. Hayley, do you remember the company's intranet?
Yeah, well, when we first started working together, there was no such thing as internet shopping. No. And the intranet started, which was just basically a holding page. So you could put in the company name and you couldn't shop or anything. It would just tell you a little bit of information about the company and that was it. And there was a little bit of an internal thing. But, I mean, I remember saying when the internet first came about, I didn't really understand the point of it. And Sarah, my friend, and I really didn't get email. And we were like, what's the point of just sending somebody a message and they're just over there? You know, just give them a call or so. It's not going to catch on. Genuinely thought that the internet wasn't going to catch on. So, you know,
brilliant.
I'm not.
When I wasn't shouting at couriers to take their helmets off, I was surfing our very dull intranet in Ladbroke Grove.
So you worked in IT.
It's exactly who it was. Just to tell you who worked in IT. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy.
Go on, Jez.
Next question.
This next one was sent in by an N. Knowles. And their question is, would you rather wake up in your underwear at work or wake up naked in the woods 20 miles from home?
Underwear at work.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't even need thinking about. And in fact, the first one, Hayley, I'm pretty sure, again, that happened to us.
After a night out.
I think the second one happened to me as well.
Did you not like it? Would you prefer the first?
It was just a hassle. People don't stop for you.
Well, I work from home most of the time, so, you know, it's all right. I wake up in my underwear at work.
Yeah. But I think we had a few debauched nights in...
I've definitely actually literally woken up in my underwear at work after a night out, I'm sure.
You have. I can remember waking up on the stairs of my flat after that same Monsoon. We can say it. We both worked for Monsoon.
In the head office, yeah.
And I remember there was a night out at the Porchester Rooms or possibly the Tabernacle or one of those things. I think I was in a sari, so it might have been at the Tabernacle. And I woke up on the stairs of my flat in Willesden, hardly leafy tring, holding a fork, wearing one shoe.
I mean, you talk about your youth. Only the other week, I went out to a Marks and Spencer Christmas party launch.
Oh, was that the Negroni night?
Oh. Yeah. Woke up in my flat, so sedate and clothed, fully clothed in what I was wearing, holding onto a box of chocolates that was flashing. It had lights in it. I was holding onto it, and a gin and tonic. I woke up on my sofa with my feet up watching television. I'd slept for 5 hours. I'd forgotten that I had put oven chips in the oven the night before and just fell asleep. And I woke up to a tray of cremated oven chips.
You have to send Hayley the photo.
It's so awful.
You did something very clever. I was very impressed in your paralytic state, though. You still knew that they would be burnt, so you should categorically not open the oven. Turn it off.
I woke up, turned the oven off, and crawled into bed, still fully clothed, still clutching said box of chocolates.
That's so funny.
I am so classy.
So yeah, that wasn't really Nick Knowles. Oh, sorry, N Knowles. That wasn't really a good enough question because we're hardcore.
Yeah. Right, let's go with another question.
This next one was sent in by an M. Berry. The question is, would you rather get your wisdom teeth pulled out or your arse cheeks pierced?
Again, wrong crowd, Jeremy.
Wisdom teeth. I've had far too many problems with my arse. We've discussed this in previous episodes.
We're not revisiting that. No, we're not revisiting that.
That isn't a temptation to listen to previous episodes.
I cannot stand. We'll come back to your answer on this, Hayley, in a moment. But I can't stand those surface piercings. You know, the ones that they've not pierced anything like through an earlobe or through a penis head. They've just got something sitting under the skin,
Like
and
on
then
a
there's
cheek.
a ball bearing. Yeah, but no, it doesn't go through. It's just it's sitting under the
like
flesh.
A ball. Yes,
Yes.
just like a ball on the skin.
Or at the back of the neck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of piercings.
really
My daughter's got quite a few. Only on
And
her
also,
ears.
I've
Can't
seen
bear
a pierced gooch.
What's a gooch?
it.
Jez,
you know,
what's a gooch?
You know.
No, Jez needs to tell us what a gooch is. He's so good at it. Jez, go for it.
The gooch is the area on a man between the base of the ballsack and the beginning of the anus. So that area of land there.
Why?
So known as the perineum.
Oh, the perineum. Oh, I know what that is.
Which, when I said that once, my friend thought that was where you go on holiday. He says, "Isn't that like a place just off the Caribbean?" No.
I had to massage olive oil into my perineum.
Yeah.
I had to massage olive oil into my stop a tear.
Yeah, Stephen does too.
Yeah, I do. I just marinate it, to be fair.
A gooch. You see a lot of that. My husband's into wrestling. Jeremy's massively into wrestling.
Where are you going with this, Meredith?
And you see a lot of gooches watching a wrestling match. It's all a lot, the camera is angled right where they fall with their legs open, and you just see a flash of electric blue satin gooch. It's disgusting. And a gooch with a ball hanging out as well is just not nice. So no, you've seen a pierced one. That's disgusting.
I saw a pierced one, and I was...
How do they show you their gooch? Oh, well, I don't know.
Let's not go down. I mean, there are limits even for this podcast. I'll send you a link. But I was absolutely fascinated.
Does it have a sexual thing if your gooch is pierced?
I don't think so, unless I don't know but then I think because it's a sensitive area anyway. So like that's why people have their nipples pierced and the tip of their penis pierced and their clitoris pierced. It creates almost a foreign object in the area that rubs and moves. I'm guessing.
It's just I remember my grandma's earlobes from wearing heavy earrings, and I don't want that to happen to my clitoris or nipples.
Or gooch.
Or my gooch. Imagine if you got a saggy gooch.
Oh no, that clacked when you ran.
Oh my gooch.
Oh, was that your knees? No, it was
my fear with any piercing of any kind is that it will get caught in an item of clothing and ripped off. Can you imagine if you pull your cax down for a quick shit and you rip your gooch out?
Oh. There he is, Stephen Carter Bailey, off of Bake.
No amount of marinating with extra virgin olive oil is going to stop that ripping.
You pull your cax down for a shit and you rip your gooch off. Hollywood handshake. I put on my stories that the cake that Stephen made for the birthday was worthy of a Hollywood hand job. Obviously, I knew what I was saying, but Stephen reposted it, and God bless his innocent, lovely, pure-thoughted followers.
Listen, if you think that's the worst thing they say to me on my social media,
well, yeah, cake or cock.
Fear not.
Yeah, I've heard the stories.
I
sent you a picture of one. Did you get it?
What, a gooch?
No,
a cake.
A cake.
A cock. Oh,
both.
Oh, the Gillian Anderson cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd like that, dirty bitch.
Yeah, I binge watched that before Amelia went back to university. I binge watched Sex Education, the third series of Sex Education. I love it, and I want to do a massive name drop for me and Jez actually, because we did a documentary on Channel 4 a few years ago, which is still on 4 on demand or whatever it's called, all 4, called Let's Talk About Sex, discussing sex education in school and how fucking archaic British sex education is. Not as mad as some of the Catholic stuff, but if you've watched Sex Education, it's so appropriate now to watch. I honestly, I was thinking, God, this is just a PR dream, because it tackles the same things that they talk about in season 3, and it's fascinating, and you can see why some British kids are so messed up, and the way that some schools are still so repressed and some families are so repressed, and we know that from watching It's a Sin, don't we? Stephen and I did a show on It's a Sin, and the repression of the parents was really the tragedy in all of it. But Oh, anyway, I don't know. I digress to Gillian Anderson because it's so
You
powerful. This
digress? That is never a word I would use.
Meredith
so
and
good.
Tangent? No.
And Stephen's friends in it. Stephen's wonderful friends in it. And you made her a cake.
Yes, I did. Amy Lou Wood. She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
She's up on my screen now. There you are, flashed up. Number 2 in the UK today, sex education.
Marvellous.
There we go.
Jess,
Anyway,
do we have one more question?
Jeremy, can you read it out in the style of Christopher Walken?
Well, funnily enough, actually, you ask that. This question has come in from a C. Walken. So I was wondering maybe it could be him. We've got listeners in America, so in honour of him. Would you rather be smacked in the face with a fish or farted on?
Hayley, over to you.
She won't be able to speak.
Would I rather be slapped in the face with a wet fish or farted on? Who's going to fart on me? If it was like a dog or a cat, I don't mind. If it's a buffalo or a big strange man, I might mind. I don't know.
What if it's a familiar man?
How familiar?
I'll do it.
And is it a wet one?
Oh,
I don't mind. If it was no shouting. If
No,
it was a dry
it
one,
can't leave a mark.
Okay. But a rippy, bubbly one.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind you doing it, Stephen. Wouldn't mind.
You know that
If it was
mine
you.
tastes of cake, right?
Oh,
smell
definitely.
of
All
cake.
over me. All over me. Come on.
In my mouth.
Oh God.
Always takes it that one step too far.
Excuse me. Stephen Carter Bailey posted that. That was my review, and it wasn't me. It was Jeremy, but he obviously didn't
Jeremy
want to say
said
that.
the cake was like I was in his mouth.
Yes, and it was a creamy, cheesy cake.
Yeah.
It was, with a slight tang and a saltiness.
Yeah.
So, all right,
I'm
Hayley
farted on
would be
regularly. I'm farted
Yeah.
on regularly. I have dogs. My ex-husband, that was his thing. Used to run up to me and actually press up against and fart me, which is why I hate farts. I hate farts. I hate them so much. They make me so angry. I don't want to smell your poo.
But you know what? If you smell your own,
I know you.
it's good for you.
I can't.
The pooticles are good for you.
Pooticles.
The what?
The pooticles.
Sometimes I sit and
It's
we're
like a
watching
cross
film.
between poo and cuticles.
No, they're pooticles.
Farting.
They fly in the air. They're like little
Pooticles. Yeah,
bits
but
of your
that's
farts. That you
Oh,
can't see.
that's why I hold my breath when I flush the toilet.
that's gas
that's
from
why-
your stomach that has passed through your fecal matter.
And that's
Oh.
why when you flush the toilet, you should make sure that your toothbrush is 6 feet away because the pooticles can't fly further than 6 feet.
Listen,
And-
Bear,
And
if
shut
you-
your
if
lid.
you-
And
if
shut
you
your
knew
lid,
what I'd
yeah.
licked in my lifetime, you wouldn't worry about it.
You didn't need the COVID vaccine. You had
I didn't.
antibodies.
No, I was actually the.
Actually, talking of shutting lids, have you read about this rat thing?
The what?
This rat phenomenon?
What, that rats can come up your toilet?
No, we're being overrun by rats. It was in The Guardian today.
They're at the bins outside. They're driving
They're
me mad.
saying that there's a real rat problem and you've got to keep, they're coming through people's loos. And we had a baby rat in our house 3 nights ago.
You need to put a brick.
Came
You
through the
need to
kitchen
put a
door.
You need to put a brick on top of your toilet lid. In our old flat, we had a toilet and they'd moved the pipe that goes from the back of the toilet. They'd moved the toilet. So it had one of those, you know, those plastic pipes that looks like an accordion. And one morning I got
soil
up,
pipe thing.
the soil pipe, yeah, but it wasn't like an iron one. It was a plastic one. And I got up one morning and a rat had eaten through the soil pipe and was in our flat.
Fuck that.
Oh.
That
I remember
makes me want to
catching-
cry.
I
My
remember
dad,
when
my dad has always said, put a brick on your toilet lid.
Yeah,
I
but
remember
that
when I
wouldn't
lived in
stop-
Essex and I caught a rat in a rat trap and it only half killed it and I had to bludgeon it with an axe handle to kill it.
My friend
I honestly-
Simon had a rat run up his trouser leg.
No, no. Jeremy's
Yeah.
got a friend that slipped on a banana skin.
What?
That's up there. Like someone that gets a rat up their trouser leg. I didn't think that ever existed. And Jeremy has got a friend that slipped on a banana skin. Sorry, that's the vision I had with a rat up a trouser leg.
I thought it was just another Merriweather.
Well, it
Just
was
saying things in your head.
Well, yeah, it was. It was the thought that probably should have remained silent within my head. But the worst thing about rats is, and this is from my childhood, why I'm so terrified of them, why I actually am crying at the thought of one.
Did you marry
chewing
one?
Through. Well, yes,
She did.
But yeah, I did. But I remember my godsister. Do you say that about godparents? That's kind of a thing we do in our family, but I don't know if it's a thing. My godparents' daughter, so my godsister Charlotte, she had a horse, and we were at her stables, and we heard a scream, and she came out the stables with blood on her cheek, and the scream had been the rat jumping at her because she stabbed it by mistake cleaning out the stable, and it screamed and jumped and bit her in the face, and it makes me want to cry telling you that.
I know they can jump if you corner them, apparently.
And they scream.
Frogs scream as well. Frogs scream if you corner them, but
I don't mind a frog.
Yeah, but not when it's screaming at you and it's the middle of the night.
A frog or a spider.
And you've trodden on it.
We had frogs in our garden this summer. We made a makeshift little pond.
We
got frogs
so
spawn.
many. Yeah, you did.
I did.
Impressive. It was. You
amazing.
did. We've always got frogs in our garden because Tring is basically underwater.
Yeah. We usually fester in water.
Oh, God, no. So I don't want to be hit by a fish or a farted on or a rat.
I too have a male person in my life who enjoys sidling up next to me in bed, which I think, oh, that's really cute. And then he
Is that Jeremy?
Max.
It's actually Max. I was going to say Max smells better. Max doesn't.
I thought you were going to say he hits you round the face with a fish, actually. I was thinking...
Call it what you call it, a fish, call it what you like. He hits me around the face with it.
I want another one. These are so brilliant.
All right, okay, last one. Go on, Jess, go for it.
This was sent in by a J. Rees-Mogg. His question is, would you rather pee through your mouth every time or have your best friend pee in your mouth just one time?
Pee out of my mouth every time I want to pee. Do you mean?
Yeah, I think that's what it meant. I don't think... I think either way, going in or out is not very nice, is it?
I would totally pee out of my mouth.
You spew shit out of it, so...
Very convenient. If you're driving, just get a
Also, if you're
water
wearing
bottle.
a bodysuit as well, that means you'd have to strip naked in public toilets.
Oh,
You
it
could just-
opens up so many realms of fashion
Breath would
choices.
smell of piss. Surely you've got to...
Oh, yeah.
Have you smelt your Daxon's breath?
My breath would smell of piss, but it would open up loads of realms of fashion choices. So,
Right, well,
what's
you
more
two are best
important?
friends, so guys. So I think I'm going to put this to you, Hayley and Meredith. You're best friends. Would you piss in each other's mouths once? I might add once.
Don't even know if I could do it.
You don't have to swallow, just piss.
So Meredith would have had to have drunk a lot of water. So
Which
it was
she never
super
does.
diluted.
Does it
She
go
drank-
in a
she
glass
drinks-
first? Or
She drinks so
pissing
much tea,
directly?
though, that it would just be like thick
It would taste like
gravy.
berries.
It'd be like
Yeah.
gravy.
It's like treacle. Comes
Throw
out
in all the
solid.
fags.
No.
I pass them like pellets.
No, I wouldn't
like
let
an
her.
owl.
I wouldn't let
Just
her.
for my own purposes, can I just get a simple yes and no from one of you?
No.
No.
I think I don't love anyone enough, but I like I said, I've done enough weird shit in the bedroom in my life. That wouldn't be anything weird for once. I'm going to go with my best friend, although her fluid diet consists of prosecco and tea. So at least it's 15% proof, and I might get a buzz out of it. Oh, well, birds, thank you so much for
it's
a
good to
wonderful
be back.
return and a great start to season 2.
I'm glad to see that we haven't lost any of our
Charm.
filthiness.
Or gained any morals.
Thank
Yes.
you for tuning in to episode 1 of season 2. So excited. We've got so many brilliant things in store. Don't forget to join us on social so you can see what's coming up next. And until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hi there, it's producer Jeremy here. Just to say, thank you so much for downloading and listening to this episode of Four Calling Birds. We hope you enjoyed it enough to hit subscribe, and why not share it with your friends on social media? Where are we on social media, you ask? Check out the show notes for more details. And whilst you're there as well, why not check out the link for the Four Calling Birds store and buy some merch? Come on, sing it with me. Four Calling Birds. See ya.